First opened in 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Detroit Lions and the Atlanta Falcons. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yellow, yellow. Hey, 43, 43, 15. 10.
Now the first carry for Bryce Love. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes going to throw. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 27 yards there, a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Mahomes escaping the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for the Lions. 45 yards. Well, how about the passing numbers so far on this first drive?
Oh, no doubt about it. They're flinging it around pretty successfully. And look at the start. The confidence level that we see in him rising because he's hit a few early. And how about the last one? The big shot right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 43.
Now Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. 30 base, let's go. Switch. Check, dog.
On first down, Love. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. Hard. Check 37. Check 37.
Back to the air on second down. Love looking middle, and it's incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. But now it'll be third down. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Mike's 56. Coming to you. Coming to you. Check 13. Check 13. Shift. Ready.
From the gun, Love. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get a hot shot. 45. Mike, 45.
On first down, here's Love. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well. But when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Watch the run. Watch the run. 15. 45. Mike, 45. 3 bucks. Where's it? Hey, switch gears.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. I was waiting for them to get there first because the momentum they carry from last week, unbelievable. They had a snowman, 8 sacks.
You were surprised that it took this long, and this isn't that long, truthfully. But here's the thing. If you've seen that on tape, your offensive line is going to have to ask for help. Tight end has to stay in. If you use a fullback, keep him in. Make sure you have extra people to try and keep your quarterback upright. Didn't work on that play.
54 is Mike. 15. 54. Watch 54. Down to lose 1. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Grady Jarrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. So on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit for Todd Bowles. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will make it 10-0 here in the first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Jam.
Looking to throw on second down. Love. He completes it to Julio Jones. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Check. Crunch. Under crunch.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
I'm going back to you. Check.
On second down, Johnson. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Mike, 48. I got you, pop. Check, 48's the Mike. Check, 48's the Mike. Watch the run. Hey, look.
Back to throw. Love. And that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check. Press.
On 2nd down, Love. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Snap coming at 1, and it's Mahomes. Rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Tack McKinley in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
As a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. To throw on 2nd down. Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
48 for Mike. Here we go. Exit. It's just me and you. Leo. It's just me and you. You go tight. Ready, go.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Love. That'll be caught by Rodgers. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That's a 43-yard punt, aided as well by a loss on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
1st down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
1st down, Detroit.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Here's Mahomes to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half, 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On 2nd down, it's Love. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Black. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the second time. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And that will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Come on, set. 6 orange. Check, 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 check. 48, mark. Go. All day. Out. He's coming. We got double up. Ready.
On 1st and 10, Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, let's get there. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Greystone travel. Bravo. Hot.
Looking to throw. Love. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Check 48's the mic. Check 48's the mic. Now watch run. Check the backer.
Operating from the gun. Love. Going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
First and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Yellow. Check Mike 45. Here we go.
Hayward.
Check 45's the mic. Check 45's the mic. Danny. 15. 45's the mic. I'm going to run you. I'm going to run you over.
Mahomes Mahomes now to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the... into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Tavarius Moore. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Take over first and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. The third quarter starts with a run from Anderson. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
48 for Mike.
Looking to throw on second down. Love, complete. Smith has it. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Yes! Mike's 56. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 56 of Mike.
Back to throw. Love. This is Johnson. He's got it. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Falcons. David Johnson. His 11th touchdown of the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who's a complete guy, who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Oh, what a move. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
You ready?
At their own 17-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Let's go. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. I got you, son. I got you, son. Watch the shit.
They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he coughs up the football. And they're going to sack him again. The 5th time they've gotten him today, and this one results in a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Anderson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Recon, 132 fight.
Rush in.
Yep. Motion. Ready, go.
Again, Anderson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Set, ready. 60, Pittsburgh. We ain't giving up. Go, go.
They'll run on first down. It's Anderson, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Here comes the ball.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Sponge. No.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Stay at home. 56. Mike, 56.
Charlie.
56.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
To throw on third down. Love. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let him know, let him know.
They go play action. Now Mahomes steps away, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that, because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They go play fake. Mahomes under pressure again, and down he goes again. Grady Jarrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for Detroit. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Off the bootleg. Love. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Trey Flowers. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Check 15, check 15. Squeeze, get in there.
throwing on 3rd and long. Love. This one caught by Ridley. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Here's a throw out wide to Anderson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, this is Johnson. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
You don't want no problems with me.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 3.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Matchbox, right. Whip. Watch the whip.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to make it 4th down. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And that's going to up the lead to 15-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. That's good for 28 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Powering his way forward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pick up there of 20 yards. On first down, Mahomes. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to the air on second down. It's Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Black. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 27-yard line. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Sean Davis with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now seven interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On second down now, it's Johnson. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. The Falcons on third down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. They go to Johnson again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Charles, defensively, 1 timeout left. Do you use it here or do you let it roll to the 2-minute warning?
I would use it here because you're going to get the 2-minute warning stoppage as well. And then that means you have to snap the ball again. Something could happen. Something could go awry. You could get the ball back. I wouldn't let it run.
The first down carry here for Johnson.
Yeah, baby.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Now Ito Smith. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here.
52's the mic, man. Get in the weight room. Watch twins. Watch twins.
They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Taken in at the 11. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Lions will take over.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, the number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No,
And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with the defense out in timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Falcons, first down. First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They stay on the ground on first for Johnson. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Falcons, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll drop to 10-4 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.